Welcome to Legion Builds, where I guide you on how to bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. This video and all my content is made possible by my Patreon supporters, and it's dedicated to every one of you who subscribes to my channel. You are all the reasons why this channel keeps going, so thank you. Join the Legion today at patreon.com/63rdlegion for free and help decide next week's new character, and paid supporters receive early access to all my content. Today we're bringing to life Thomas Arishikage, better known as Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow is a former Special Forces operative and trained ninja who from birth was raised to take over his clan. But when he was framed for the murder of one of his family, Storm Shadow vanished. When he reappeared, he was now the personal bodyguard of the head of the terrorist organization, Cobra. Eventually, Storm Shadow discovered it was Cobra that framed him so they could manipulate him. With the help of his former best friend and sword brother, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow freed himself from Cobra and made peace with his past. Now reunited with Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow is a member of the elite fighting force G.I. Joe. Storm Shadow is a martial arts expert and a master of deadly combat. In battle, there seems to be no weapon that he is not the master of, utilizing bows, claws, swords, and other sharp instruments. He is also a master of stealth, blending into the shadows even though he only ever wears white. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook. We're using standard point array to keep things simple, and we are multi-classing, so keep an eye on those minimums should you use another system. Make Wisdom 15, Dex 14, Strength 13, Con 12, Intelligence 10, and Charisma 8. For a really long time, you are a very angry and dangerous person, so people tend not to like you. Storm Shadow is a human. Varying human grants you a free feat and skill with your stat improvements. Place 1 into Dex and Wisdom. For your feat, Athlete from the Player's Handbook adds +1 to Dex. You can now stand up from the prone position with only 5 feet of your movement instead of half. Climbing doesn't cost extra movement. And you can make a running long jump or high jump after only moving 5 feet instead of 10. For your skill, take Acrobatics. To finish out your lineage, you know the language Common and one other of your choice. For background, take the skills Athletics and Medicine. You know 2 more proficiencies from tools and or languages. I would take Woodcarver tools to craft more arrows and Smith's tools to maintain your blades. Level 1 Rangers start off with 3 skills. Grab Stealth, Perception, and Survival. You are proficient all weapons, light and medium armor, shields, and the saving throws Dex and Strength. Deft Explorer grants you multiple features as you level up in Ranger. This starts off with Canny, which grants you expertise in 1 skill, doubling your proficiency bonus to that skill. Place this into Stealth. You also learn 2 more languages of your choice. Favored Foe lets you mark a target you hit with an attack. For 1 minute while you maintain this, you will deal an extra 1d4 damage to that foe. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Level 1 Monks begin with Unarmored Defense. Now when not wearing armor, your AC is 10 plus Dex plus Wisdom. Martial Arts improves your unarmored strikes when you're not wearing armor. Your unarmed strikes can now be Dex based. You can make an unarmed strike with a bonus action after taking the attack action. And now your unarmed strikes deal martial arts dice and damage, which are a d4. This can also affect what is known as monk weapons. These are simple melee weapons and short swords that lack the heavy or two-handed property. Level 2 Rangers gain a fighting style. 2-weapon fighting allows you to add your damage modifier to both weapons you are wielding. Remember, fighting with 2 weapons limits you on a few things. First, you can only draw or stow 1 weapon at a time, you can only wield 2 light weapons together, and you can only add the damage modifier to 1 weapon. We just fixed one of these 3 things, we'll fix the other 2 later. Spell casting grants you magic. You start off with 2 first level spells. For your spells, Hunter's Mark lets you mark a target up to 90 feet away with a bonus action. For 1 hour while you maintain this spell, you will deal an extra 1d6 damage when you hit them, and you will have advantage on perception and survival checks to find them. Remember, Hunter's Mark cannot stack with Favored Foe as they both must be maintained. Long Strider adds 10 feet to your total movement for 1 hour. Level 1 Fighters start off with a fighting style. Unarmed fighting makes your unarmed strikes deal 1d8 damage, and you can automatically deal 1d4 damage to a creature you are grappling. Second Wind lets you heal yourself by 1d10 plus your fighter level once per short or long rest. Level 2 Fighters receive Action Surge. You can now give yourself a free action once per short or long rest. You are now character level 5. Bring your proficiency bonus up to +3. Level 3 fighters now have access to their subclass. Champion, found in the player's handbook, grants you improved critical. You can now crit on rolls of 19 or 20. Level 4 fighters earn our first ability score improvement, Grab the Feat Dual Wield from the player's handbook. You can now wield 2 weapons that do not have the light property, you can draw or stow both with the same action, and when wielding 2 weapons you gain +1 to your AC. Level 5 fighters receive extra attack, you can now attack twice with a single attack action. Level 3 Rangers gain their subclass. Hunter from the player's handbook will make you a deadly fighter. Colossus Slayer lets you add 1d8 to the damage against a creature that is below its HP maximum once per turn. For your new spell, Jump triples your jump distance for 1 minute. You can now also choose between 2 features, Primal Awareness and Primeval Awareness, but neither fit you, so customize this on how you feel. You've hit character level 9, bump up your proficiency bonus to +4. Level 4 Rangers earn another ability score improvement, place this into Dex for better stealth, attack, damage, and AC. Level 5 Rangers receive access to second level spells. For your new spell, Pass Without a Trace adds +10 to your stealth checks, and the stealth checks of anyone within 30 feet of your choosing. This lasts for 1 hour while you maintain this spell. Level 6 Rangers gain another feature from Deft Explorer. Roving adds 5 feet to your total movement, and now you have a swimming and climbing speed that equals your movement. Your favorite foe is also upgraded to 1d6 extra damage to your marked enemy. Level 6 fighters earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Dex. Your character level 13, upgrade your proficiency bonus to +5. Level 7 champion fighters are now remarkable athletes. You can now add half proficiency bonus to any check that is strength, dex, or con based that doesn't already add your proficiency bonus to, which means your initiative now adds half your proficiency bonus. You can also increase your jump distance in feet equal to your strength modifier, which is 1. Better than 0, but this can be improved with a better strength score. Plus, you can also triple your jump distance anyway. Level 8 fighters earn another ability score improvement. Let's grab another feat. Sharpshooter from the player's handbook improves your arrow shots. You can now fire your bow at its maximum distance without the penalty of taking the shots at disadvantage. You can ignore half or 3/4 cover, and you can take a -5 penalty to your shot, and if you hit, you add +10 to the damage. Level 9 fighters receive Indomitable. You can now re-roll 1 failed saving throw, including death saves, once per long rest. Level 10 champion fighters gain a second fighting style. Archery adds +2 to your attack rolls you make with a ranged weapon. You have now reached character level 17, maxing out your proficiency bonus at +6. Level 11 fighters now have extra attack ×2. You can now attack 3 times with a single attack action. Level 7 Hunter Rangers receive Escape the Horde. Now all opportunity attacks against you are at disadvantage. For your new spell, Magic Weapon turns a non-magical weapon into a +1 weapon for 1 hour while you maintain the spell. Our final level is level 8 Ranger, and you get our final ability score improvement, Bump Up Wisdom. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 13, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 18, Charisma 8. Your total levels are Monk 1, Ranger 8, Fighter 11. Let's dive in. In combat, you are a true master. With 3 different fighting styles, you can change things up on the fly. With your fists, you're dealing 1d8 +5. Your range attacks are adding +13 to the attack and dealing +5 to the damage, and you can wield 2 weapons. Altogether, you can attack up to 3 times normal, 6 times with an action surge, and add another attack on top of that if you're wielding 2 swords. Speaking of ranged attacks, using a longbow, you have a range of 600 feet, can take a -5 penalty and then add +10 to the damage. Of course, you can also add a d6 to all the damage you deal, and a d8 if they are below full health. You're also a master of stealth. Your stealth is adding +17, and you can bring that up to a +27 for 1 hour. Your base speed is 35 feet, you can bring this up to 45 feet, you have a climbing and swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and you have a running long jump of 14 feet and can bring that up to 42 feet. Finally, you have an AC of 19 or 20 with 2 weapons, and over 140 HP taking the average. Downside: your magical damage is completely based on your spell slots, meaning you can't add your bonus damage from Hunter's Mark or Favored Foe if you're using magic weapon. Concentration spells, don't you love them? By the way, you only have 4 first level spell slots and 3 second level spell slots, so you also have some resource management. It's time to hunt for the one who framed you while you stalk the shadows, wearing all white. Seriously, what's with all the white? Thank you for joining me today. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on YouTube and Spotify. Make sure to check out my Patreon where you can help decide next week's new character. I'd like to thank my level 5 Artificer tier, John Martin, Jonathan Hayes, Christopher R. Hunter, and Java Squirrel. You guys rock.